Vayu Chayai Sarah, Sarah lived to be 127 years of age. The Dazakanim explains that Vayu is a gematria. If you do the count of Vayu, it's 37. Granted, Sarah lived to be 127, but if you'd like to know what her life was, Vayu Chayai Sarah, the life of Sarah really was 37 years. And explains the Dazakanim what this means, because he says the first 90 years of her life she didn't have a child. It wasn't until she was 90 that she had Yitzchak. She only lived an additional 37 years. The Torah is telling us, if you'd like to know the sum of her life, it was 37 years, Vayu, that was Sarah Imenu's life. Everything else apparently doesn't count. This Dazakanim is very difficult to understand, because Sarah Imenu was a tremendous woman. Sarah Imenu spent years and years perfecting herself. Whatever Avraham accomplished for the men, Sarah Imenu did the opposite for the women. Sarah Imenu was Avraham's helpmate. Sarah Imenu reached tremendous levels. How could the Dazakanim be telling us that the first 90 years of her life didn't count, as if she began her life just when she had Yitzchak, when she spent many, many years earlier growing, perfecting, giving? Sounds very difficult to understand. And I believe the answer to this Dazakanim is that when Hashem creates a person, Hashem gives two systems to that person's growth. There's the global system that applies to everyone, and there's a personal system that applies to that individual. Each of us have 630 mitzvahs. Each of us have a Torah that guide us. That's in a global sense. That applies to all of us equally. But in addition to that, each of us have a tafkid, have a mission. Each of us have an individualized plan and purpose to accomplish in this world. Sarah Imenu at 20 years of age was a tremendous individual. Sarah Imenu at 30 was even greater, and Sarah Imenu at 40 was greater still. But it wasn't until she was 90 years of age that she was ready for her tafkid, ready for a mission. It wasn't until she was 90 that she was ready to be the mother of the Jewish nation. Explains the Dazakanim, that's when her life began, in the sense that's when she began her mission. Of course, the first 90 years were tremendously significant. They were significant vis-a-vis herself, significant vis-a-vis what she gave to the world. But her tafkid achayim, her real mission, really began at 90. It was the 37 years of her life that she gave to become Yitzchak's mother. That was her purpose in life. And I believe this Dazakanim shares with us a tremendous understanding. Oftentimes people say, when will I find my mission? When will I find out what my tafkid is? It took Sarah Imenu until 90 because she wasn't ready for it until then. And oftentimes a person doesn't find out what their mission is until different stages in life. But even more significantly, let's look at this woman, one of the greatest women who ever lived. And what was her tafkid? What was a major contribution? To have one child. Not 12 children, not 20 children, one child. All she had was one child. Poor Nebuch woman. One child and only an older age. What did you accomplish? What did you do? And that perspective is completely false. This woman changed eternity. This woman became the mother of the Jewish nation. One child is an amazing accomplishment. And oftentimes our mission is not as large and looming as we might think. Oh, it is large and looming, but not in our perspective. And understanding that Hashem has a different system to judge is a very significant, important understanding to view life properly.